Hi there, and welcome to another episode of The Creative Writer by Alexa, and that's me. Today we are going to talk about enemies to lovers trope, and even more specifically, I'm going to share like 7 steps to enemies to lovers. So, if you want to write that trope, here's how. But once again, all my information is in the episode description, so, check that out if you have any, questions, comments, feedback, and so on. But now, let's get on to talking about enemies to lovers. So let's talk about the first step, and that's like establishing why they are enemies and what makes them enemies. Did they know each other in the past, or is it like did they recently get to do they even like know each other, or is it like they barely know each other but they are like on opposing sides or something? Just establish why they are enemies, what has happened in the past, or if there's some ideology or I don't know what makes them enemies. This all depends on your story, so like figure out what makes them enemies first. And then you should the second part is you should figure out a way to make them work together, like what forces them to work together, and then what forces them to kind of bond over something you they should establish some kind of connection despite being enemies. And this is usually where you show what they have in common. For example, I don't know, perhaps they both, I don't know, love children, or I don't know, you know, um, or they both have a little brother, and they talk about that. It all depends on your story, obviously, but those are some ideas. So what do they have in common? That's basically it. And then the third part is it's, I would call it the attraction stage. They're attracted to each other. Obviously they have to be if they're going to be lovers eventually. So this is where you begin to show the first signs of attraction, and show the reader these two like each other. Yeah. And then the fourth one is building trust, because attraction isn't enough if they're enemies. Yeah. So build trust, and that all depends, how you do it depends on your story, obviously, but one way is maybe the other one saves the other, or saves the family, or these are just some ideas, but there's millions of ways to do this. But yeah, the fourth one is build trust. And okay, so the third one was the attraction stage, but the fifth one is romantic and sexual tension. So you have to level up. I watched too much TikTok, sorry. But yeah, you have to level up. So yeah, build that tension, and make your readers throw the book at a wall for reading something like an almost kiss. Maybe they almost kiss, but then not quite. Then they turn away because they're my enemy. Or do what works for you. But that's just an idea. But then the second to last, the sixth one is they have already built trust by now. So challenge that trust, or threaten to break it. You have to maybe let's say there's a guy and a girl, but I couldn't be two guys or whatever, but a guy and a girl, to make this example more clear. The guy's family is on the opposing side, and the girl's family is on the opposing side, I guess, or something. And maybe there's one of his family members comes and tells him come on, get your senses, I don't know, kill this girl, she's our enemy or something. And then he stops to think about it, because that's I don't know, maybe his mother or something. And then the girl is he is going to betray me or whatever. So that's just an example. there's millions of ways. Oh, it could all be a misunderstanding. But yeah, like challenge the trust and the loyalty, and you know, threaten to break that loyalty, and perhaps even break it for a little while, and then like maybe it's all a misunderstanding and everything starts to make sense after it all comes clear, and you know. But then the seventh step, and finally, and that's the step where they confess to each other, like their feelings, like, and become lovers. At this point, we have come from enemies to lovers. So yeah, this is that point. Like, you know, they admit their feelings to one another, and you should definitely make it satisfying and rewarding for the reader. But again, how to do it, it all depends on your story. But those are the 7 steps. But there's something I want to tell you or like talk to you about. Avoid toxic romance, because even if it's enemies to lovers, there are some things that are too toxic to like, even for books. So yeah, think about that. And what else? Oh yeah, then with enemies to lovers, you have to be careful with what the other one does to hurt the other or like become the enemy. If they hurt one another, then there are things like unforgivable acts. Even if you could forgive your character, maybe your readers can't forgive some things. There are things that aren't just that are unforgivable. So yeah, consider that. If there's something unforgivable done, then maybe they won't become lovers. I mean, just don't write that into enemies to lovers if it's something unforgivable. But yeah, that was all of it. The 7 steps to enemies to lovers. I hope this was useful. I don't know if it was, or at least interesting. I thought it was fun to like break it into stages or steps or whatever you want to call them. So yeah, that was it. Thank you so much for listening once again, and I hope I see you in the next episode. Bye!